If you don't practice the art of silence, then Vlogger 931 is not gonna be nearly as impactful as you would think it should be. Definitely an off week. Okay. Good morning. Definitely an off week for the running. And an update on these things. I figured out how to get the volume up, which is great. Basically, I just had to reset it and then crank the volume on my phone before turning the volume up on this, but the resetting process is a pain. The other thing is though, they still have connection issues. Like for the first mile or so, the left one, which I don't think is the receiver, is the one that ends up dropping out, like enough to be annoying, especially because that first mile is the one you want to get into the zone because you don't really notice it if it happens later in the run, but it is annoying at the beginning of the run. So overall, really like these. The sound quality is amazing. The isolation is pretty good. And now that I can get the volume up, I really enjoy them. They're comfortable, just have some random awful connection issues. It's the only real problem. Anywho, today is kind of a big and exciting day. Well, yesterday was the exciting day, but it happened after I was done vlogging. Let me explain. Gotta have a nice dry beard. The big thing that happened yesterday was that I crossed the 400 patrons mark, which is really crazy. And obviously, some of you have already pointed this out because I made a thing about it on Twitter, which if you're not following me on Twitter yet, please feel free to do that. It's already dropped back down to like in the 390s somewhere, but that happens at the beginning of every month as Patreon starts to like process people's payments. Credit cards expire and people just always get temporarily dropped out. So that just kind of happens, but it doesn't matter because it's really exciting. And we came to the end of the special offer, which was the postcards. And I thought that I'd take a moment to explain what that's leading into, the postcard club. I've talked about the postcard club. We're very close to unlocking the postcard club. So I figured that now is as good of a time as any to kind of talk about that. There are a couple of things that I wanted to talk about in total. If you're looking for kind of the usual bouncing around Paris type vlog, today's probably not your vlog, but feel free to tune back in tomorrow. I will, of course, be going and getting a French meal tonight, so there will be French food footage. We're gonna go meet Pauline, who I think you met before at some point, but she's gonna go with me to fulfill the Patreon food poll from last week, which was about French food. So we're gonna go to La Vache dans les Vignes, which is delicious. But in the meantime, I wanted to cover three things. One, thank you so much for jumping onto Patreon if you have already. It's really exciting. Two, what is the postcard club? And three, I wanted to do something that I've never done before, and I thought I would kind of start figuring out how to do in the future because I kind of want to do this. There are a number of podcasts that will thank their patrons at the end of each podcast. Since I make a video every day and it takes a lot of time, I don't really have the time or space to do that too regularly, but what I wanted to do was at least do that today because getting to 400, and it's really cool that Eileen was at my 400. Thank you, Eileen. But it took hundreds of people to get to that point, and I wanted to thank all of you individually. Like I said, it's kind of hard to cram that in all the time, but I wanted to do that today. First, postcard club. If you're interested in getting the postcards, I have to order them in blocks of 50. I don't know for sure how many I'm ordering yet because I haven't looked at it, but any of the excess that I have left over, I will send to anybody who gets in at that $10 level or higher by the end of, whenever it is I start sending those out, until I run out of them. So if you feel like you might have missed out, you really wanted to grab a postcard, jump in, now is the time, and whatever I have left over, I'll be sending your way in the order that you join. That is what's gonna happen with those. The postcard club itself, like the continuing, this is kind of like the trial run of it to see how everything goes, how the printing process goes, getting everything organized, put together, and sent out. And moving on, it's gonna be for what's currently my highest level of backers and up, because I'm gonna unveil another level, which I will talk about some other time. But the idea is that I've got all these postcards, I've got all these disposable camera photos that we've turned into postcards before, and now it's like, what do we do with them? People love postcards. I like sending postcards. I think it's a lot of fun. And so I thought, as a way of thanking my patrons who are at the $25 level and up, I would send them a postcard quarterly. And we're just gonna have a rolling quarterly system where if you're in at that level, I'm gonna send you a postcard every 3 months. And we're gonna work our way through a bunch of the greatest hits, because most of you have only received a couple of postcards at most, 2, maybe 3 at this point. And I figured, why not up that game? So if you're into getting postcards from Paris, jump on in to Patreon at that level. If only like a handful of you jump in at the international level today, it'll unlock it. And moving forward in a few months, the next postcard will roll out. We're really, really, really close to it. It's been really cool just to see how things have gone the last couple of weeks. It's been really fun to have people jumping back in. And one of the things I feel like it's important that I talk about Patreon every once in a while, because it is how I'm able to continue doing this and how I'm able to make what I'm making and gain some space, to have a little bit of freedom, to relax, but also to travel, to eat at random French places and tell you guys about my French food experiences, and I'm working on getting better at all of this. And it's all thanks to my patrons. And it's also one of those things where if I don't talk about it, then it kind of stagnates, and that's not where we want to be either. So I want to make sure that things are moving and growing and happy and healthy and all that jazz. And I'm just really fortunate. I'm really, really lucky to be where I'm at. So thanks for being a part of that. So if you want to jump into the postcard club level, make sure you do that. Even if you do it in the next few days, like it will unlock that level, which means I'll get you introduced to the next level up, which there are a number of people that have already qualified for, and it's going to be really cool. And I'm actually very excited about that too. And it ties into the game a little bit, which we'll talk about at some future, we'll talk about it soon. Now, one of the things that I want to make sure that I do is thank everybody. I've never done this before, and I'm going to try and I might do like a kind of another version of this in the future for like new patrons or active patrons. We'll see how this works out. I just thought it'd be kind of fun. I might have to speed this up because it might take me a minute, because I'm going to thank every patron I've ever had. If you ever were a patron of mine for just a month, or if you've been a patron for a year, anything in between, what I want to do is actually want to read through and thank every single one of you, because you've made a huge difference in my life. Whether or not you were able to stick around for a while, and I so appreciate hearing from each and every one of you, and I want you to take care of yourselves first. And I want to thank you for having been here in the first place. And for those of you who have stuck around, for those of you who are active, I want to continue to do that in the future. But I just think it's kind of cool. It's kind of like running the credits. Here are the producers of my vlog, more or less. And I just want to take a moment to thank you guys. I thought that'd be kind of a fun way to go about it. After I go through reading all these, we'll probably just cut back to the canal, where I'm going to be having dinner with Pauline this evening and talking lawyerly stuff, because she's a lawyer and she's helping me figure out some stuff for the game. I mean, seriously, I'm actually talking to a lawyer about this stuff. I think it's important. So, and if you can't take your lawyer for wine and charcuterie, then what are you doing with a lawyer in the first place? All right. Forgive me if I mispronounce any of these. I haven't said all of these out loud before. It's interesting when you interact with people on the internet. It's not like you're saying people's names out loud. Here we go. Thank you so very much to Aaron, Teresa, and Larry Blair, Abdul Amir, Darwiche, sorry dude if I mispronounced that, Anna Rakunas, Addie Graham, Ad Hawks, Addie Ben Yehuda, Adrian Bird, Asante Bean, Al Kane, Alex Dorsey, Alex Feder, Al Kane, Alexander James Howe, Ali Herbert, Alicia Hutchinson, Ali Roeder, Allison Richter, Oliver Luna, Amanda Ducalis, Amanda McAllister, Amanda Sargent, Amber, Amela Sinanovich, Amy Gruber, Amy Hooper, Amy Marie, Amy Rothermel, Amy Schiavo, Anders Nilsson, Andrea Almassi, Andrea Renia, Andrea Sawyer, Andres Aguirre, Andrew Harrison, Andrew Candice, Angel of the North, Angeline Burke, Anita Shatter Johnson, Ann Gwynn, Ann S, Anna Adora, Anna Johnson, Anna Tinsman, Ann Kowalski, Ann Anonymous, Anthony Boone Country, sorry, I'm so sorry. Anita Carpanzano, Adriana, Ariana Forby, Arif, Ashley Collins, Ashley Guerrero, Ashley Massey, Ashley Schumer, Asylum HD Gaming, aka Matt, Axel Yezaguelian, Backer Kid, I didn't know Backer Kid was in here, Barbara Vito, Barbara Livieri, Byron Kurtz, Ben Camp, Beth Hughes, Bill, Blake Travis, Bonnie Eason, Bookhorn Cowboy, Brad Winning, Brian Anderson, Brian C. Gap, fiction author, Brian Glenn, Prolix, Bree, Bron X, Brian Wells, Cameron Bardis, Cami Arcoletta, I'm so sorry that if I mispronounced, Candy Carey Seftis, Carla Neezer Casamenga, Carlo Lombardo, Carmen Pagnata, Carl Lung, Carter Blumeyer, Cassie Fairfield, Catherine Pryor, Cecilia Berger, Cecily Widman, Chantal TV, Charlie Sparrow, Cheryl Nonstop Paris, Cheryl Stephenson, Chloe Clark, Chloe Elliott, Chris Bates, Chris Finley, Chris Gaines, Chris Vaughn, Christelle, Chuck Jordan, CL St. Marie, Cindy M. Hardigan, Cindy Zachney, Claire DeLune ASMR, Claudian Hemingway, Clayton Haddock and Hyra, Colby Brunson, Colton Jones, Constanza Browning, Corey Wilbur, Courtney Taylor, Craig Hughes, Crowfoot, Crystal, Curtis Stilley, Cynthia Shepard, Cynthia Stewart, Cynthia Thomas, Juna Connor, Dalia Richards, Dan Dene, Daniel King, Daniel Simpson, Daniel Wallace, Dania S, Darren Lucas, Daryl Winchester, Dave Robinson, Dave 928, David C. Abrams, David Carlock, David Guy, David Lawrence, David Meyer, David Novi, David Petierno, who always likes to watch me play, David Romero, David William Cook, Don Boquist, Debbie, I've never known how to say her last name, Debbie Merced, I'm assuming, but I was in my mind saying Merkt, which is probably wrong, Debbie Lockhart, D. Griffin, Dennis Gonzalez, Dennis Moskovitz, Desiree Logue Champagne, I don't know if I read that as Lounge, DFTB Andy, Dixie Rose, Don and Whitney Lanford, Don and Whitney LaFond, I don't know where Lanford came from, Don Charles Thomas, Dorothy Kelly, Dorothy Richardson, Dr. Jamie Johnson, Dwayne Touchette, I'm not sure, Dylan Moore, Dylan Levin, Eddie Carey, Edgardo Cordero, Eduardo Acosta, we know Eduardo Pacheco Acosta, Elaine Babbitt, Elaine Vincent, Elena De La Vega, Elizabeth Reagan, Elizabeth Rios, Elizabeth Rush, Ellen Goldstein, Emily Polly, Emily Gooden, Emily Yang, Enrique Gutierrez, Eric Lazowski, Eric Lazowicz, I'm so sorry, Eric Norris, Eric Stevens, Erica Rainey, Eric Ramsberg, Aaron Bridges, Aaron Collective, Ernie Wellman, Ethan Gates, Iya Val, Fanny Hutunen, Farah Asif, Florinita Bettendorf, Founder Thomas Capital, Francois Robin, it's really messing up with people's accents here, Fred Wells, Gabrielle Corbett, Gaffner, Gary Theosophilis, Gary Williams, Gerald Lee, Geraldine Tan, Jerry Matthews, Gina Funmaker, Ginger Solis, Ginny Wallace, Girl at Play, Glenn Camp, Gonzalo Middleton, Grace Gonzalez, Grace So, Grady Bolton, Greg Harvey, Greg M, Greg Williams, Greg Janke, Hannah Wallenbrock, Heather Cutting, Heather Pickett, Heidi Williams, Hiker in Estonia, Hilarion Tolosa, Howard Taft, Ian Sutherland, Ilya,
Manifest, Ivanov Sasha, Jackie L. Lower, Jade Elliott, Jaffe Campbell, Jenna Miranda, Jane Baker, Yanni Hukanen, Yanni Thacker, Janine Davey, Jared Baxter, Jasmine Jackson, Jason Jones, Jason Rendon, Jay Bukta, Jean Maria Rondell, Jeff and Colleen, Jeff Beltran, Jeff White, Jeffrey L. Powell, Jeffrey Edgar, Jalitza Lagaretta, Jen Castano, Jenny Schweitzer, Jenica Vincent, Jenny Campos, Jennifer Briasco, Jennifer Erickson, Jennifer Gross, Jennifer Seal Cannell, Jennifer Valente, Jeremiah Ryan Miller, Jeremiah Rush, Jeremy Frank, Jesse Gerhardt, Jessica Riogo, Jill Halsefeld, I've always wondered how to say that one actually, Jim Garrison, Joe Cape, Jody Marie Mackin, Joe Borsick, artist, Joe Longworth, Joe Chomsky, Joel Aiken, Joel Pearson, John Buchanan, John Polanski, John Springate, John Todorsky, John Beatty, Jonah Barlow, Jonathan Paolo, Jordan Fox, Jorge Rivera, Jose Arroyo, Jose Naden, Jose Padilla, Jose Pardon, Joseph Brigar, I'm guessing that sounds very French, Joseph Fisher, Joseph S. E. Cross II, Joshua Pimentel, Joshua Young, Jocelyn Nunes, Judy Neal, Judith Conrad, Juliet Morris Williams, Julio Cornavaca, Justin Grizzard, Jorgen Finger, sorry, it really messes up with the letters and accents, and that was all the J's. That was amazing. That was a huge chunk of J's. Proud of my letter. Kate Wynn, Casey Alexander, Karen Howard, Karen Guerin, Carla and Laura, Carly Violet is what I want to say, Carly Michelle, Kat Butler, Kate Neufeld, Catherine Weber, Kathleen Hobbs, Kathleen Maria Bechtel, Catherine Barnes, Katie Van Weingarten, Katja Beer, Keller N, Kelly Lynn Riggs, Kelly D. Crow, Kelly Durgan, Kelly Pires, and Kelly Tungland, Kenyatta Gatelin, Karen Gay Hosted Easam. Karen, I see your name right all the time. I've never said it out loud. Carrie Bartlett, Carrie James, Kevin Crane, Kevin Crosswhite, Kevin McLeod, Kevin P. Willard, Kevin Valentine, Kevin Van Lohuizen, Kid Astronaut, Kieran Haggerty, Kim Byer, Kim Clark, Kim Doak, Kristen Boise, Kit Cam, Kia W, Krista D. Ball, Kristen Gilbert, Christopher Carlson, Kim Motley, Lane Johnson, Lana McLaurin, Larry Vargas, Lori Whitham, Lavender Hay, Lawrence Garcia, Leanna Atkins Online, Lyman Smith, Lillian Brazen, Lenara Sakira. Sorry, I said that one wrong. Linda Adams, Linda Elizabeth Valentine, Linda M. Mills, Linda Mahiram Raphael, Lindsay Watts, Liz James, Lizzie Blick, Lorelli Hawley, Lori Henry, Lou DePrule, Luca Schumann, Lucy Bonomo, M. Chat, Mad Monkey Radio, Mallory Corkins, Marco A.C., Maria Christina Malgarejo, Maria Smith, Marilyn Lopez, Marian Fragak, Marissa, Marioline Mansell, Mark Devian, Mark Williams, Martin Hawley, Martin Ocando, Mary Giorgio, Matthew Guillaume, Matilde, Matt Lau, Matt Rogers, Matt Thompson, Maura Furch, Matt Petch, Max Pretzel. I have to open the entire message that you got truncated. Dear goodness. Just ended right by, where's Maura? Max Petch, Max Printle, Maxime, Maya Langley, Megan Heek, or is it Hike? Oh man, Megan Shelton, Megan Slanger. Sometimes they look really simple, but then you're like, wait, there's a lot of ways you can pronounce this. Megan Slanger, Micah C, Michael Jensen, Michael Mon, Michael R. Underwood, Michael Wilson, Michael Siebert, Mike Riddles, this is not Tom Riddle, Mike Riddles, Mike Trevor, that was a Harry Potter joke, sorry. Mira Verma, Mitch Barney, Mojam, Molly Svingen, Moritiro, Morgan, the letters, it just destroys them. Muriel, Michaelis, Tukia, sorry, that was destroyed too, Michaelis, but I know you're out there. Emil, Nancy Huta, Nancy Jansen, Nancy, is it Yarnek or Jarnik? Nancy Prosser, Nana Davis, Natalie Soloway, Nathan Slavon, Neil Littler, Nisra Lopez, Neville Lewin, Nicholas Aspinwall, Nicholas Ray, Nick Clark, Nick Moyes, Nicole Johnson, Nicole Partington, Nicole Taylor, Nikki White, Nils Swanson, who's my dad, Nimitz Malavia, Neva Canedo, Nola Garignani, Nolan Stam, Noel Soisson, Oliver G, Paige Anderson, Paige Crosswhite, Paige Arms, Palm Trees in Paris, Pam Smith, Pamela Sano, Maggie Bray, Patricia Fleshman, Patricia Holland, Patrick Cecil, Patrick Welsh, Katrina McBride, Paul Klassen, Paul Horton, Pedro Garcia, Peter Golan, Peter Hawking, Pieces Media Developers, Pierre Lecav, Kelsey, R. John Mitchell, Rachel Ambrose, Rachel Crowell, Rachel Gibbs, Rachel Moycraft, Rachel Robb, Rachel White, Raphael Centeno, Raul Kumar, Randy Barbara, Raquel Costelli, Rel Mora, Raymond Nate Myford, Rebecca Arnston, Rebecca Torres, Renee, Ria Sencio, Rich Perry, Richard Filippetti, Richard Walters, Rick Blyseth, Rita Gordon, Rob Christian, Robert Colburn, Rodrigo Acuna, Roger LaFrance, Rojak with the 4, Rona Barry Moran, Rhonda Lawson, Salve, Sam P, Sandra P, Coble, Sarah Noke, Sandra Hendricks, Scott Bradley, Scott Crawford, Scott Kennedy, Scott Lovell, Sean Hector, Sean Price, Sienna, Sebastian Lassard, Shahad Almatari, Sheikha Balkis, Shaylee Gold, Shannon Woody, Shauna Lee, Shauna Darlington Huck, Shayla Binder, Shelby Kemp, Shelly Fuller, Shelly Price, Shelly Dyer, Shamika Simpson, Sherry Willard, Cheryl Amphior, Sheree Merriweather, Socorro, Songs for the Struggling Artist, Sonia Nava, Sonia Bajic, Sparrow Butler, Shrikanth Kamineni, Stephanie Brecken, Stephanie Bundle, Stephanie Drury, Stephen Meyer, Stephen Wilson, Stephen Wood, Steve Oswald, Steve Stark, Steve Weaver, Stephen Bullock, Stephen Hoglund, Stephen Sorensen, Stuart Bergevin, just broke the Stevens there, Susan Davenport, Suzanne Butler, Tal Kalantarov, Tara Cordova, Kala Tarvin, Teresa Bunting, Teresa Hurtado, Teresa Poole, Terry Velez, the Wandering Genealogist, The Way Away, Theo Schweibel, oh yeah, the Tekkit Realm, Thomas Beatty, Thomas Semrock, Tiffany Striga, Tim Lingle, Tim Morgan, Timothy Brush, Toby Llewellyn, Tony M. Bryant, Tori Does Things, Tracy Kenny, Tracy LaCue, Trevor Jones, Tuan Tai, Valerie Han, Vanessa Avelez, Vicky Lepin, I always want to say Lepin, like I want to say rabbit in French, Vicky Daversa, Victor Charpentier, Virginie, Debbie Bradford Swift, aka Orange Jason Bradford, Wade Ramsey, Wakeboard Bot, Wayne Fang, Wendy Cox, William Gozali, William Hart, William Inglis, William Key, Wolf Weintraub, Zerbo, Jessica Marvel, Jonathan Miller, Zach Egan, Zared Online, and Zoe Ariel.
I gotta just wash that down with a little sip of coffee. Thank you all so very much for being a part of this, for being active members of my Patreon community, but also just for being amazing and believing in me. I think I've talked about this before, but it's that sense of belief that all those people, all those names, like I was smiling reading through it in between being like, oh, sore throat. I can't help but smile because those are all real people with real names and real, I mean, it's just like actually tangibly put it down on the table how they appreciate and believe in what I'm doing. And I just can't. That's just amazing. So thank you, one and all. For those of you that are like, oh dang it, I wanted to get my name read, but I hadn't gotten on Patreon yet, don't worry. We'll find ways to do that again in the future. It'll be a shorter list. I just wanted to make sure I thanked everybody that had ever been a patron so far. Perhaps next time we'll just do new patrons or all active patrons, or we'll find fun ways to do it. In the meantime, oh yeah, now I'm having ideas. Anywho, I'm gonna try and relax a little bit here for a minute, but then I gotta go to the canal and meet Pauline, and let's go get some delicious charcuterie. I knew that was gonna happen, so I closed my eyes in advance. Whoa. Of course, I forgot the Republic is, kind of swarming with yellow jackets right now, or the yellow vests, which isn't really a problem, but yeah, all the metro stations around there are kind of shut down at the moment. And so Pauline asked if we could meet at the other spot, Le Comptoir du Sud-Ouest, which was a huge favorite among many of the patrons as well. So at least they were very vocal about that one. So we'll go there tonight, and then we'll get to Vache dans les Vignes soon, very soon. It's gonna be a lot of French food here in the near future. But in the meantime, yeah, pop up in the 8th. And then the place we were going to go instead is just on the other side of this barrier, which apparently is closed. The road is closed completely by the police. What? I'm going to ask them. Well, the cops there said that they would let us through when the restaurant was open, which it opens in about 10 minutes. So letting residents through, and apparently people that want to eat at restaurants on the street. But that barrier is intense. Kind of freaks me out a little bit, and they just throw that up for the heck of it, I guess. And a bunch of cops running around, but I haven't seen any protesters or anything. The protests have been getting really, really small the last few weeks, but the few people that are out protesting are the ones that like throwing down a little bit of violence, so makes it fun for everybody. So that place then was closed, or was full up, so we couldn't eat there either. Yeah. But she really wants to, she's been walking by this place for a long time, wanted to go here.
Yeah, because it's all shiny.
It's pretty lights.
Yeah.
And Italian food, we can't go wrong. So sorry, I promised French food, but we'll go to Vache dans les Vignes soon.
Bye, see you.